afternoon, Spartans. It's Superintendent Miller and another episode of Riding with Rob. And today we're going to spend a few minutes talking about a program that not a lot of people are familiar with. We obviously have some awesome athletic programs here, and our Bixby High School and Middle School swim programs are also programs that have a tradition of excellence. We've won some state titles over the years, and we're at a point where we're trying to build these programs back up to be even more competitive than they have been in the past years. So David Zimmerman is joining me today. He is our head coach for both the high school and middle school. This is your first year. I know you've been doing club swimming.
Yes, sir. This is my first year with the Bixby High School and Middle School, and I'm looking forward to it. I've known a lot of the kids from club, so it's just been nice to coach them on the high school and middle school level, as well as getting to know the swimmers that don't swim year round. They do other activities.
Yeah. It is one of those sports that we don't always think about, but these kids work as hard as any of our athletes here in Bixby, because many times they're up at the crack of dawn getting laps in.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's usually a 2-hour practice, and they're grinding in the water, swimming close to about 5,000 meters in practice, plus dry lands a couple days a week, so they're well-conditioned athletes for sure.
So dry land, what's that you're talking about?
So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we take a group to the powerhouse and lift the weights. Coach Myers has put a good strength conditioning program for us, and then we have part of the group back here with one of the assistant coaches that they do more of a cardio thing, and that also gives us a time to pluck some of the swimmers away from dry lands, and they can work with the other assistant coach on technique so they can continue getting that water time in.
Probably some stretching and flexibility exercises as well.
And just kind of focusing on those large muscles, the legs and the shoulders and stuff like that.
Well, great. I know the season's already started. We've had some scrimmages, or at least some initial meets. So talk to us what we've done so far, and then what's happening this week. I know we have a big meet coming up this Thursday.
That's right. Yeah. So we just got done with Fort Gibson last Thursday. It was the Fort Gibson Invitational. We had some really great swims, a lot of first, second places overall. Our 200 medley relays, boys and girls, placed first, and our 400 free relay, boys and girls, both placed first. Overall, our boys won it, and the girls were close to second. And then we were just shy of combined getting first place. We got second overall combined score. So I was really happy with them for the first swim meet of the season.
And this Thursday we've got the school over here to our
the state championship last year. They're coming here, so we welcome the competition, and we're ready for it. Jinx will be here, and it's going to be exciting. I know the swimmers are pretty fired up with it, and that group Legion, they're going to be here to help get us rowdy up.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so if some students or other people want to come to this,
absolutely.
What time again on Thursday?
So it'll start at 5:30.
Okay.
And it usually goes a couple hours or so.
Okay. All right, a couple hours of swimming. If you're just interested in what that's all about, it is highly competitive, because just like track, sometimes we're talking about fractions of seconds between first and third.
Absolutely.
Sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. We focus on the starts, turns, and finishes, and we always talk about how important the finishes are in swimming, because it can come down to someone just sneaking in that touch, and that can be the difference between first and second place. So we really strive hard in that in practice to always finish our sets strong, just like we would in competition.
Just like the Olympics this past summer, very competitive at every distance, and male, female, it just doesn't matter, because they're such great athletes. And so if I know there's people who are maybe watching this, that especially kids, and say, I've never been a great swimmer, that probably wouldn't be something, because we sometimes judge ourselves based on how well we swim in our backyard pool, or swim in the ocean, or that kind of thing. So if there is somebody out there who thinks that this may be a sport that they'd like to look into, what would your recommendation for them be?
So the first thing is just, they can come try out. They can come try out for our club. We have open tryouts. And, we get those swimmers all the time that, they're comfortable in the water in the backyard, that's the first step. We need them comfortable in the water, and they may never had proper coaching or technique, but that's okay. You know, we have highly trained coaches, and we focus on the technique. And we've gotten a lot of swimmers over this summer because of the Olympics. It's always a big year for swimming as far as recruiting goes, and you know, several of them never had proper technique or been on a swim team, but they were comfortable with water. And a couple months of training, you know, they kind of find out if they like it or if it's not for them. But the ones that find the love for the sport, they grow. And then as we go into competition, they learn more about the sport, and it starts connecting those dots between practice and swimming. So it's fun to watch them grow.
It is, and it is a great workout. I know I've had some back issues over the past few years. I was an avid runner for many, many years, and every time I go in and see my doctors, they say you should, in order to stay in shape, swim.
Yeah.
And I'm just not a very good swimmer, so maybe I need to show up at club as well and get some technique.
Absolutely, I'd love to help you out.
I swim for about 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
tired.
It can be an exhausting exercise, but you know, that's the good thing about swimming is it's a lifelong sport. You know, even as you get older and you know, have bad joints, something like that, you can get in there. Bad back, yeah, get in there and you know, still keep that exercise in. And you know, for me and a couple of the other swimmers even told me it's kind of a way to a mental side for them. They get in the water and kind of get lost, you know, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's hard to be on your phone while you're swimming.
Right. Yeah. So it can be a good distraction as well.
Yeah, and it's just you and your thoughts, and sometimes it's therapeutic just to be in the water and feel good after you're done, because it's similar to running in that you get that rush of endorphins and things like that from exercising hard, and your brain likes it.
Absolutely.
Your body may complain.
Yeah, it will at first. You know, those first couple hundreds may hurt a little bit, but you'll find the groove for it.
It is. Any individual athletes that you like to point out, or some of your seniors maybe?
Yeah. So, I mean, we got 5 seniors. The 2 seniors that, you know, are really kind of standing out and are off to a good start is Nolan Pardue. He swims the 200 IM and the 100 back, and he won both of those at the Fort Gibson. I think he got 5th overall in state last year in the 100 back, so he has some high goals for himself. And then Hyeon Kim, she swam the 100 breaststroke and the 100 free at the Fort Gibson and placed first in both of those. And then we have several underclassmen, you know, freshmen, sophomores, which is always nice to see that they're already at the top. You know, we have this one freshman, Victoria Welch, and she's been a club swimmer and swimming for a while, but her first high school meet, she placed first in the 100 fly and the 100 back. So you know, we have some.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we have some promising young swimmers that'll grow with this team.
Yeah. Well, I hope to pop in on Thursday night. Anyone
do.
else that wants to see our swim team, help cheer them on to a victory against those dreaded Jinx Trojans. Yeah. Anytime we can.
We're tired of hearing their name for sure.
We are. But thank you, Coach Zimmerman.
Yes, you bet.
And
thank you.
Best of luck as the season unfolds. And thank you for joining me today on this edition of Riding with Rob.
All right.
We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.